Hello YouTube once again, and welcome to Okati Avenue once again, one more time. And today's video is basically on, it's a clarification on last week's video. The previous video I did last time. It's just a clarification that I have to make. And so yeah, I've been getting a few emails and a few messages here and there, right? Especially about the video I made last time, my previous video that is, about accepting women's nature. Now, a lot of people don't understand, in fact did not understand what I was talking about when I was saying accepting women's nature. The thing is, what I was talking about is that you have to accept that women, or you just have to accept women for what they are, right? Now, a lot of people are like attacking me, saying, okay, what you want us to be simps and accept how women behave and all that. No, that's not what I'm talking about. Definitely not. So accepting women's nature basically is totally different from tolerating women's nature, right? Accepting it means that all you're doing is accepting that that's how they are. It's basically like accepting that that's how children are. Children are going to be messy. Children are going to be naughty. Children are going to do all sorts of things, right? Kids, that's what they are, right? But you have to tolerate all the time. No, you do not have to tolerate. And that's where the big problem lies, right? Most women, most men tolerate bullshit from women, and that's why they're complaining. That's why you're complaining. You tolerate bullshit. You can accept it, right? Because it's reality, right? What women do, what they're up to is reality, right? That's what they are. That's who they are, right? But once she's in your life, or she accepts to be a part of you, do you have to tolerate what the sort of behavior you do not want? No, you have the choice. Now, a lot of men are making it as if they do not have the choice, right? They do not have the choice to actually accept that they can reject whatever they do not want from, or a certain behavior that they do not want from the women that they want. So tolerating something does not mean you have to accept it, right? What it means that you have to set boundaries. I think this is not something that someone should teach you. You should just know it, right? Of course, plenty of us maybe never had mentors, never had manly mentors, masculine mentors, right? But setting boundaries will actually give that woman, right, a sort of idea of who you are, and they won't mess with you the way you do not want to, right? That's it. So all you have to do is set boundaries. You do not have to tolerate things. And most people are complaining because they know they do not want to set boundaries because they are thirsty. Your thirst for her, right? Your thirst for wanting her, right, will make her want to actually test you, right, and test your boundaries. And because you have no boundaries, you do not stand within your boundaries, then guess what will happen? She's gonna really bring out that nature of hers of messing around, and you won't understand why, because you have no boundaries and you're not willing to set boundaries. Because what? You have been hypnotized by that big ass, right? You've been hypnotized by those titties, and you're thirsty for sex. Now you're making all sort of excuses that It's her fault. Set boundaries. If she does not, if she keeps on doing things that are unacceptable to you, then all you have to do is set boundaries and allow her to leave if she's not going to actually do what you want her to do. But most men are not willing, right? They're gonna take all that bullshit, right, and then complain about it. This is exactly why when you tell them to accept it, right, even though technically you've already accepted it, because if she's in your life and she's doing all those things, you've already accepted it, right? Because you know that's who she is. But the thing is, you're not willing to put boundaries, right? You're not. Accept the fact. You don't want to put boundaries. Why? Because you're thirsty and you're being controlled by emotions and the pussy. That's it. Accept it. That's why I'm having all these funny ass emails getting at me saying that I'm actually perpetuating their behavior. No, they're behaving it that way because you have not set boundaries. Period. That's it. You have no principles. That's it. If you had principles, if you set boundaries, then that's how she's going to act. Then you won't be complaining. Why should you? Because she will act the way you want her to. And if she doesn't, you tell her off. That's another thing. You're not willing to tell her off. You see, as men, we should stop lying to ourselves. There's really no need to lie to ourselves because, as my previous video said, if you're not going to accept reality, there's no way you're going to accept women's behavior. But that does not mean you have to tolerate it. It's exactly why I'm clarifying this. So it just shows how much people or most men are delusional. You don't know what you want from life. You're very much delusional. You think that things should always be how they should be, how you think, or how you think, how you see the world, that's how it should be, right? You do not want to accept reality. So accepting reality, first of all, accepting women's nature, that's a start. But there's no way you have to tolerate certain behaviors, especially if those sort of behaviors, you do not like certain behaviors. In fact, you do not. It's not just about women. Some men actually have some bad behavior, right? Would you accept it? I don't. I'd rather be alone than accept certain behaviors that are unacceptable to me because I have principles, I have boundaries. So basically, if you're not going to be in reality, if you're not going to, if you're always going to be justifying the fact that women are this, women are that, then you're not going to accept reality and you're not going to change, then there's no way out. Because the only way out is through reality. And this is another reason I say develop yourself to the best version of yourself. Stop being lazy. Stop making excuses. Nothing's going to change unless you change. And first of all, first change is to accept reality for what it is. Once you've accepted reality, that's when you know that, okay, this is the sort of things I want. These are the sort of traits I want, first of all, to develop within me. But then you want certain traits and certain behavior towards other people, so that that's what they should communicate to you. If they don't, you let them go. even if you're attracted to them, you let them go. But because you're not willing to change, you want other people to change for you, something which is very delusional, and you're living in a bubble if that's what you think is going to happen. If you're not willing to change and you think that people will change, you're being delusional. It's not going to happen. You have to develop yourself in the best version of yourself. That means working on yourself. Once that has happened, now you know what sort of people you want to associate with, what sort of traits you want to see in other people, what sort of behavior you want to see in other people. If subconsciously you are transmitting certain behaviors, right, then guess what? That's what people we're going to catch. There's no way you can behave a certain way and then accept people to treat you a certain way. There's really no cheating this game of life. You can't. You'll only get so far thinking that you can cheat the game. You cannot. You have to have a proper mindset, first of all. Proper goals. Proper strategy. You can't wiggle yourself to success. You cannot do that. You can only go so far. And guess what? That far that you've gone, you find that you've gone nowhere. And the only way is to go back and restart. You don't want that because you've wasted a lot of time doing a whole lot of nothing. The funny thing is, once you start looking for those shortcuts, you're going to find them. Plenty of shortcuts. Plenty of people who are willing to help you within those shortcuts. Right? But the shortcuts take you nowhere. If you're not going to develop yourself, if you're not going to develop those behaviors you want to see on others, then guess what? You're going to get stuck. And you'll have to go way, way back to the basics. It's way, way further. You'll be stuck in the crossroads of what do I do now? Now, if you're egocentric and you think your ego will take you even further, you're only digging much. You're just digging a grave, a deeper grave. So stop blaming, start doing the work. Stop tolerating bullshit, and not just from women, from men too. Listening to bullshit from just different people because you like what you hear. The person sounds good, but is he telling the truth? She sounds good, but is she telling the truth? So that's it for today's video. Just a clarification, right? Accepting people's behavior, accepting women's behavior is totally different from tolerating it. You do not have to tolerate anything that you do not like in your life. It's your life. You can accept what you want, right? But in reality, people are going to behave certain way. People will be that way, right? But you do not have to tolerate that. So it's been your boy Alfred for Wakati Menu for today. That's what I had for you. Just a bit of clarification. Until next time, peace.